What's up, YouTubers? Merry Christmas! It's Christmas morning. So Merry Christmas to you guys, or Happy Solstice, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. Yuletime blessings to you guys. I hope all of your holiday wishes come true. So I'm just going to be doing a quick video, well, probably two videos today, but a quick video showing you guys what I made last night, actually. Well, not last night, but really about 4:30 this morning as a vegan for the Christmas holiday. So I made sweet potato crunch, I made a green bean casserole, I made my cream of mushroom soup from scratch because, as you know, the cream of mushroom soup in the store is full of milk and other chemicals, random things that I just didn't want in my holiday meal. So I went ahead and made that from scratch, and it looks like it's gonna be so bomb, you guys. Oh my god. So I also made a vegan Mexican cornbread, and I'm gonna show you guys everything that went into that in a second, so check that out. I'm starting with the sweet potato crunch, so I went ahead and peeled 4 large sweet potatoes. In hindsight, I guess now I can say, if you're making this and you don't really like a ton of sweet potato base, only use maybe 2 to 3 sweet potatoes, because So I just got my sweet potatoes ready to boil, chopped up. You chop them up pretty much, just roughly chop them up about the same size. Try to get them about the same size so they boil evenly. Mine aren't exactly even in the same size, and I'm obviously gonna have to stir them in a little bit, make some space, because that is a lot of sweet potato for this pot. If you have a bigger pot, you're not gonna have that problem, but so that's pretty much what's going on. You just let them boil until they're soft and tender and easy to like mix and stir together by hand, because I don't have a blender. But if you have a blender, it will be a lot smoother and creamier when you blend it up. Crunch. And as you see, I had some whole pecans instead of like pecan pieces, so I had to chop them up and cut them up and chop them up into little pieces, which I still have to do. Here they are. I got a cup of pecans. I'm gonna chop that up. A 1/3 cup of gluten-free flour. It could be any type of flour, but I prefer gluten-free. In a bowl with those pecans, and I will show you the rest in a second. Okay, so here are my chopped up pecans. It took really long to chop by hand, guys. I recommend you get pecan pieces from the store already chopped. And yeah, don't just unless you have a food processor or a blender, and it will work better in a food processor because it's not really that moist. So unless you have a food processor, please get pecan pieces. Okay, so this is what you end up with as your topping for the sweet potato crunch, and you go ahead and mix that together, or food process it. That's a lot easier, but I'm hand mixing, so I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like when it's done. Yeah, it makes a nice, sweet, crumbly, crunchy, coconut oily topping. So this is the sweet potato casserole mixture, and that's just sweet potatoes and almond milk, vegan butter, turbano sugar, and cinnamon and vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna top that with that pecan crumble I made. Good. Okay, so this is what it looks like once I top it with that pecan crumble. And I'm just gonna bake it. My oven just finished preheating at 375 for about 20-25 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top and bubbly. So next I'm gonna be making some of this Bob's Red Mill's gluten-free cornbread. And this is the mix. It's vegan, looks really good. I've never tried it yet, but I'm actually gonna be making a Mexican cornbread. So I'm actually going to be doing the cornbread with some cheese, some vegan sausage, vegan cheese of course, butter, and jalapenos. So stay tuned to check that out as well for my Christmas dinner. The cornbread requires 2 eggs, so I'm going to be making 2 flax eggs with this Bob's Red Mill flaxseed meal. I'm going to put that in a glass here. I'm gonna put about 2, well, it's for a flax egg, for 1 flax egg, it's usually, I think it's 1 tablespoon flax seeds and 2 tablespoons of water. So I'm gonna be making 2 flax eggs, so I'm just gonna double that and I'll show you that in a second. So that's my first tablespoon right there of flax seeds. I'm gonna do a second tablespoon, sorry guys. Okay, so that's what the flax egg looks like as it's doing its thing. It kind of congeals and has this like egg yolky texture, and it's really great for binding things together and giving your baked goods that nice fluffy texture, and that gives it that ability to stick together like an egg would. So that's the flax egg. Usually it takes about 2 minutes to just sit and do its thing, 2 to 3 minutes before it's ready. Some people say use cold water, some people say hot water. I honestly just use room temperature water and it works fine, but try whatever you like. It may work better that way. I haven't honestly tried it, so yeah, try it and let me know. Leave a comment, let me know what you've tried, which works for you. Okay, so now I'm just adding a 1/4 cup of milk. Is that what's going on here? Yeah. No, a 1/2 cup of milk, my bad. Okay. So I'm just adding this 1/2 cup of milk, and this is super easy with this packaged cornbread mix. So it's just this 1/2 cup of milk, a 1/2 tablespoon of butter, the flax egg or your regular egg if you're not vegan. And that's it. Yeah, super simple, super easy. Just like 3-4 ingredients, throw it in the oven and you're done. You have gluten-free vegan cornbread. Okay, so now I'm just adding in that 1/2 cup of butter. Super easy, super simple. So once you have your cornbread mix base, pretty much your just regular cornbread mix, like you're making regular cornbread together, then it's time to chop in your jalapenos or pour them in if they're in a can with a little bit of that juice, like I said. Either way is delicious though. And your can of corn or your frozen corn, however you get down. I had a can, so that's what I used. Just pour that in and mix it together really well to where there's corn and jalapenos in every part of the cornbread mixture. And then you're ready to pour that into a pan. So next it's time to chop up your sausage if you're using some. This is my favorite kind, so far at least, that I've tried. Favorite vegan sausage. It's Field Roast brand, and this is the smoked apple sage. Honestly, for this, I would have preferred to use the Mexican Chipotle sausage, and that would have been so much better because it's extremely spicy, but they didn't have that. At the store I got this, so I went ahead and used this one. It's still gonna be pretty good. Not as good as the Mexican Chipotle sausage, but it'll do. So you just go ahead and place your sausage everywhere you see space. You wanna try to get every bite to have a piece of sausage. I have a few more pieces left, so I'm probably gonna just crumble that into the smaller spaces that don't have any. And pretty much make sure every bite, every mouthful has sausage. Every bite has a piece of sausage in it. Okay, so here's my finished vegan Mexican cornbread. I wanted it to have that cheddar baked biscuit look, kind of. So that's what's going on there. So now I'm getting ready for my next dish, which is gonna be a vegan green bean casserole. So for this, I'm just frying up some bacon, vegan bacon. I think it's Sweet Earth brand or something like that. It's pretty good, really good actually. One of my favorite vegan bacons so far. Fries up really nicely, tastes awesome. Tastes very close to bacon. Okay, so while your bacon's frying up, that's a great time to rinse and chop up your mushrooms. Chop them into nice thin slices. You need about a 1/2 pound of mushrooms, so like 1 container about this size. These little containers that are like $3, that's about the size you need. I'm also dicing up some onion. I'm not finished dicing it, but that's pretty much what's going on. I'm dicing up some onion. You need about 2 tablespoons of onion diced up and a couple tablespoons, about a tablespoon or a little more of garlic diced up. Once your bacon's done, heat up some more oil in a pan. I'm using, let's see, hold up, what am I using? I'm using grapeseed oil. but I mean, regular olive oil works great. Coconut oil, any oil would work. So just heat up your oil in a pan, get it ready, and then throw in your chopped up onion and garlic. Okay, so while your onions and garlic are frying, finish chopping up your onion. Finish chopping up your mushroom if you haven't. And then take that and throw that in the pan with the onion and garlic. Okay, so once you got your mushrooms in, go ahead and lightly season that. And then let it saute and brown for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so I just lightly flavored my mushrooms with a little bit of sea salt and cayenne pepper. And I'm just gonna let them saute and fry down for the rest of their time. So once the mushrooms have sauteed and softened and shrunken up, that'll be about 5 minutes. Add in a 1/4 cup of this garbanzo bean flour, and you fry that up for about another 3 to 5 minutes. But the flavor of garbanzo bean flour by itself is a little strong, so you cook it into the mushrooms, like let it kind of brown like you would flour if you were making a roux, and that'll get rid of that kind of strong flavor. So that's my 1/4 cup, and I'm gonna add it in very gradually so that it has time to really absorb, because you want the mushrooms to absorb this flour. So this is what my mushrooms look like now. They've shrunken down a lot, as you can see. Okay, so this is about half a cup of, this is about half of that flour. And I did add in a little bit of oil, just a teeny bit, to help the mushrooms absorb the flour. You see it went in really well. It doesn't look floury. It's gonna cook in a little better as it goes. And plus, we're gonna be adding almond milk to this, so it's all gonna mix in the end. Okay, so here it is after I added in all the flour. I'm letting it fry up so that flour taste can get out, like I was saying before. I did add a teeny bit of water just to help everything absorb well, and I'm going to be adding the milk next, so it's going to be great. Okay, so now I'm adding in a cup of almond milk, and I'm adding it in very slowly and mixing well to make sure I don't get any clumps with the mushrooms and flour. Okay, so this is what I have after slowly adding in the after slowly adding in the cup of milk and stirring as I go. Look at this beautiful gravy, guys. I could stop right here and have a mushroom gravy. This looks so delicious, but oh my god. Okay, so it smells so good. Like, I use garbanzo flour for my fried mushrooms, and it smells exactly like fried mushrooms is about to happen. It's so good. It's losing that smell now because it's doing something else, but when I first added that flour, it smelled like fried mushrooms. So good. Okay, because I have this skillet, it's not really a saucepan. It's kind of messing it up. So let me hurry up and get this done, guys. So now I'm adding in a cup of this vegetarian, no chicken broth, low sodium. And I checked, it says vegetarian, but it is definitely vegan. So I added in the vegetable broth, 1 cup of vegetable broth. And now I'm just letting it thicken a little bit, and it's done. I added a little more salt and pepper. Well, a little salt and cayenne. If I had black pepper, I would have used that as well. So it's pretty much done from here. You let it get as thick as you like, and then you add it to your green bean casserole, or use it as a pasta sauce, soup base, or whatever you would like to use it for. Basically, you just let it thicken as much as you like. Put it in a jar or whatever container you choose. I prefer a jar. And put it in the fridge and let it cool. For your green bean casserole, you need 1 large onion sliced, not diced, but sliced into thin strips, and 3 cloves of chopped up garlic. Here are my mostly caramelized onions. They did kind of burn a little bit, but they're still going to be great. So you take that and you just line the bottom of your pan, your already greased pan, with that, and then you fry up your beans. Well, not fry, but boil. or technically steam. So you steam up your green beans after this. Here I'm just heating up my green beans. Went ahead and layered the green beans on top of the caramelized onions. Next, I'm gonna go in and layer in the bacon. This is optional, it's really not that important. I'm only doing this step because I had leftover bacon from my burgers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place it in there. Same way I did the sausage, just kind of trying to get every bite to have a piece of bacon. But that's not gonna happen because I don't have enough bacon, so now I'm just gonna spread it out. And I'm gonna top it with some vegan cheese. Okay, so this is the vegan cheese I'm using, the Daya brand, soy-free, which I love because I really hate soy in anything. Super unhealthy for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle that over the top. And I also added this in with my my cornbread, my Mexican cornbread. I forgot to show that part, but I did sprinkle in over the sausage. I did sprinkle in a layer of this cheese, and then I went ahead and topped it with the second layer of cornbread, well, the second layer of batter actually. Okay, so here's how it looks. I went ahead and added my homemade vegan cream of mushroom soup, and I topped that with some more cheese. And now I'm about to bake it for about 30 minutes. And then here's my green bean casserole, vegan green bean casserole, all done. So that's it. That's everything I ate for Christmas, and everything turned out amazing, guys. I would totally make all of this again. Well, some of it's my second time making it, or third, but I would definitely make it again for regular meals. Peace and vegan cheese, y'all. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.